All right, everyone. It is great to be in front of you. I was recently working on a project and I came into kind of a predicament. And this is kind of the second time it's happened to me. This happened one other time when I was working on a Gillette commercial many years ago. Um, and I was doing a handrail project and I came to an area where I had to do an inside corner, and sometimes when you're MIG welding and you do an inside corner, it just, I mean, the weld is strong and it's good and everything, but the appearance of it is just kind of off-putting, for lack of a better word. So I want to show you a technique that I used. I'm sure it's nothing great or new or anything, but it could be just, something that's just outside of the box a little bit. So let me get you guys turned around and we'll check things out. All right, so let's get that out of the way. All right, so this is kind of an exaggerated scenario of that I ran into where I was doing my inside corners, and it was just it was cool until it comes time to clean it up. And it's, in some cases, like when you're doing a high-end residential job, it has to be really clean. So what happens in most cases when guys get finished with the project and it comes time to dress your welds out, you have to get really creative with one of these or one of these or one of these or one of these, or you try to stick a small kind of skinny disc in there. So I wanted to show you how I address that issue, and then we'll do a little bit of testing on it just to see how things really are. So let's melt some metal here and we'll go from there. I felt like my tungsten was just a little bit short, so I'm just going to swap it out for something that's just a hair longer, so I can get just a little bit better stick out. I felt like I was able to see pretty good, but I just wanted a longer stick out. All right, here we go. We got that one stuck, but I think for getting the point across, like, it should be okay. All right, I think for the most part that went really well. I got hung up on a couple of spots, but let me show you what I was trying to do. So you have just kind of a really neat fusion weld, and the way that works is you're just using your base materials without adding any filler, And the end result is just a really nice clean weld, and you have to do zero cleanup on it, like zero. You're ready for paint. You know, if you were really, you know, kind of OCD about it, you could probably maybe put in some filler or run just, you know, something over it just to, you know, get rid of the bluing or whatever, and we'll get into that in a little bit here. So that brings us to the question of, well, gosh, you know, that's a great idea, buddy. How strong is it? So I figured we would do a couple of these, just do a fusion all the way around, very similar to what I just did, and do just kind of a slight bend test on it. You know, I know that's kind of exaggerated, but let's kind of see what happens here. Also, on a side note here, I'm running right around 125 amps. That might be a little bit tall, but I feel like, you know, if you're good with your foot pedal, that's totally manageable. You just gotta watch your puddle, and then so basically, because I don't have a fancy camera setup or anything like that, is once I start my pedal, or my puddle, excuse me, is I'll just drag it along, and then if your temperature and everything is just right, you should have no problems just dragging your puddle along just right. I think I have my post flow set for about 2 seconds, and I have my pre-flow set for 1 second, if that helps also. And this is just kind of a really cool exercise, because I think one of the fundamentals of aerospace welding is being able to do really decent fusion weld without adding any filler metal, because if I remember correctly, sometimes when you add filler metal, in some cases it does change the mechanical properties of your end product. right. Apologize about the glare. So anyways, these are pretty decent, you know, really nice and clean. Let's go stick these in the vise and hammer on them. Sorry about the camera work, I'm taking my gloves off. All right, I think this vise weighs like right around 100 pounds, so. I don't know why I said that, but whatever. Nice job. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, that's just a straight fusion weld without adding any filler materials. Pretty impressive when you consider that didn't add anything. I just made sure everything was really clean. I think it looks like it started to tear right there in that corner a little bit, but it's still kind of hung in there. All right, you guys, I hope at some point that this video was relevant, especially if you get hung up in a tight spot. This is incredibly useful, especially because in some cases, the amount of time that you waste trying to clean up a corner or trying to clean up a joint to make it presentable, and then sometimes too, after you do clean up a joint and you get it all cleaned up, sometimes in some cases, paint is like a magnifying glass. It just makes whatever's underneath it look worse. So anyways, with all that being said, I hope you guys found this relevant and useful. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out. I will see you on the next one.